Master Chef Warren L. Booker Jr.
Let's see.
Good day, people. It's your boy, Warren L. Booker Jr. I'm so excited that you tuned in to another episode of The Potluck. And I promise you, this is probably one of my most exciting episodes that I've filmed thus far. I have some special guests here with me, and I have one very, very, very special guest who is part of the reason that there is a Warren Lavelle Booker Jr. on this earth. But I'm not going to stay right there too long. Like I told you, I do have a very special sous chef that I'll be bringing up. But before we do that, hey, I still need your help. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do that now. Just go over to YouTube, type in Warren Booker Jr., and hit that subscribe button. Also, turn on your notifications so you can be notified whenever I come on. Hello, people. This is Warren L. Booker Jr. Thank you so much. We have reached 100 subscribers. Actually, as of today, it's 149. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's keep it going. Alrighty, so there you have it. Also, before we do that, the shirt that I am wearing says "Saved and Loving It." This is compliments of CP Consulting, Carolyn Booker Consulting. And as you can see, I'm saved and I'm loving it. And I also wore an anchor because I am anchored in the Lord most of the time. Every now and then, I kind of come unanchored, but we want to give a special shout out to CP Consulting, which is very resourceful, creative, and enterprising. So go over to Facebook, type in Carolyn Booker, and you can get the shirts that we are wearing. And I'm saying we because my mom also has one, and we'll talk about that once I bring her up. And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, but before we do that, I also want to say Happy Cinco de Mayo to all of our people. Now, I want to see people out there at the Mexican restaurants wearing your dashikis. We have so much pride about other people's cultures. I want to make sure that we represent our culture as well. But happy Cinco de Mayo. I'm very excited about that. So make sure that you do that. All right. So now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, coming to the potluck table. And the people, we are sitting at a table. I don't know if you can tell. It's an orange round table that we're sitting at. And in the future, we'll be able to have several angles so you can be able to see us. But I want to welcome to the potluck table my first master chef, really. And I mean, she's been throwing down in the kitchen all week and all of my life. But here at the potluck table, she's going to be my sous chef tonight. My mother, Miss Carolyn Booker. Come on, Mama. Welcome to the potluck table. All right, y'all. Y'all give my mama some hearts. Give her some likes. She's getting in here. And as you can see, her shirt says essentially black. And because we're on a green screen, that's why it's kind of looking like that. It's the lights are running through her shirt, but it's actually green there. And this is also compliments of CP Consulting. Again, if you want to get one of these shirts that we have on, contact Carolyn Booker, and she will take care of you. Also, let's get some shout outs. We have some people that are in here. Give a shout out to Sharonda Booker Johnson, Miss Margot Smith, Roxanne Hester, Miss Louise King. How you doing, Sora? Thank you so much for tuning in. Roxanne said, "Mama" in the comment section. She's speaking to you.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello. Say hello to the people.
Hello, everybody.
All right, all right. And again, it's an honor to have my mother right here with me. And I also want to bring another very special sous chef in, which is my cousin brother. I guess that's how I could say, because we grew up, and I see my Aunt Jan Booker is tuning in. Welcome to the potluck table. Thank you for tuning in. She's coming in to support her baby. But like I was stating, the next guest that's coming in is a cousin, but we grew up like brothers. And that is none other than Mr. Terrence Booker. Welcome to the potluck table, Terrence.
Thank you. What's going on?
All righty. Not a whole lot going on. I'm just so happy that you're able to join us here at the potluck table. And as an advertisement, I do want to share an event that's coming up, and we're not going to talk about it just yet, but I do want to share this with you. There will be a Mother's Day celebration on Saturday, May 7th at 4 o'clock p.m. You're going to have food, live music, fun, and fellowship. And Mr. Booker is the creator of that event. So we're going to talk about that a little later on in the show. So I don't want to be selfish. So I'm going to share an appetizer like I always share. And I think it's rude. You know, you go to a restaurant and you have an appetizer, you don't share it with someone. So I'm not going to be rude. I'm going to share it with my people at the table. And I'm going to make sure I don't drink out of nobody else's.
You will do it.
I will do it. And that's the insider for us. Jan Booker said, "Hey, Carolyn Ann, my aunt Tron Brown is on. Thank you. Whitney Saki is on. Hello, Miss King. Thank you so much for tuning in to the potluck." So our appetizer for tonight is a mother's love. Let me put it up here. A mother's love for her child is like nothing else in the world. It knows no law, no pity. It dares all things and crushes down remorselessly all of the stands, all that stands in its past. Again, a mother's love for the child is like nothing else in the world. It knows no law, no pity. It dares all things and crushes down remorselessly. I messed it up the first time. All that stands in its path. And again, I think that is true. And it's like I know that most people say, a person is a ride or die, but my mother is a ride or live because we won't speak death over our life. And I know that there's probably not much that my mother would not do for me. So make sure you value your mother again, because your mother she right there for you. She's right there for you. And if not your mother, there's somebody that's standing in that gap for you. And a book of kebab, and this is just something I have to say. Love is just a word. However, when it is activated, you feel it, you see it, and you love it. So with that being said, today's featured menu item is a mother's love. A mother's love. There's nothing like it. And we'll talk about that a little bit more. I mean, daddy may love you. Your cousin may love you. Your girlfriend may love you. Your wife may love you. Your side piece may even love you. But it's just something about it's something about that mother's love. It hits differently. And when it's activated, you can't do nothing but feel it. And when it's not there, you definitely miss it. And with that being said, I know that a lot of us are celebrating, getting ready for Mother's Day. Mother's Day is on this Sunday. Some people are planning huge dinners, purchasing cars, purchasing flowers, and edible arrangements on Amazon Prime, like I was the other day, making sure that my parents' gifts will be here on time. But on the flip side, I'm noticing how hard this day is. Yes, side piece. And I'm not spoiled, Darnell. I'm noticing on the flip side that there are some people that are crying, they're mourning, they're weeping because this is sad for them. It could have been they lost their mother last month or last year or 10 years ago. There's no time frame on that. So this is sad for them. I see a lot of people making posts. They're doing blogs and poems. And I just want you guys to know that we're praying for you. And again, focus on the good times with your mother. I can't say I know how you feel. I don't want to know how you feel, but I know you can get through it. And I just want to advise you to focus on the fun times, the memories. Me and my mama, we make memories like every day. I mean, over the phone or in person, and just focus on those times because I know it's a process. And allow yourself to grieve. If you want to grieve, cry, grieve. Allow yourself to do it. Oftentimes we hold in our emotions, and that's not healthy. Like my therapist said, that's actually you're abandoning your feelings, and you're not allowing yourself to express yourself. So that's not healthy. And we want you to be healthy. So, do what you have to do, but you can do it. Because I know Mother's Day is only one day. You think of your mother every day. I talk to my mother every day.
Yeah.
And if she was not here with me, I know that I would still think of her every day. So be mindful of that. So with that being said, let's pause for a moment of silence for those people that have lost their mothers. I'm not going to bend my head down because I have a ball spot in the center of my head. But, I'm going to close my eyes. All right, let's pause. Thank you so much. All righty. So tonight with me, I have my mother in the studio who is essentially Black, and I'm saved and loving it with my anchor. And this woman that's sitting beside me, I realize that that's a blessing. I have known her 9 months longer than I've known anybody else on this earth. So that's a special bond. She is the first woman that I ever loved. She is a woman that I still love. When I don't love the woman in my life, or even sometimes the women in my life, not just saying like in a romantic way, I love this woman because I know regardless, she has my back. She is my friend. She's my confidant. She's my biggest supporter. She's my encourager. She's my everything. And currently, she's my caretaker. Many of you guys know that I ruptured my Achilles tendon a few weeks ago. I've had surgery. My mother has been here with me for 2 weeks. Going on 2 weeks, just taking care of me, waiting on me hand and foot, laughing at my jokes, making me crack up, just making sure I get all of my medicine. I mean, she's making me kind of want to get married. I'm like, if this was married life like, you know what? It might not be so bad. But I don't know about that. But with that being said, I mean, she supports my foolishness. Like in the surgery, I went on a trip to Vegas, and my mom was like, "Oh, that's nice." And then she realized I was talking about that. But even in my foolishness, my mother supports me. And with that being said, like I said, my mother is my ride or live type of person. And you guys know that there was like a prostitute challenge going on. And I'm gonna just put this out there. Here go out.
I remember her working real hard when we were growing up. She would take care of us during the day and go to work. At what time was it? At 5 in the evening and 9 and we had an aunt that would take care of us. And again, as I stated, my mom has done what it takes, as well as my dad, to make sure that we had a decent life. Now, at one point, my mom was a prostitute, and she had to work the streets or whatever. But again, we made it. I was able to go to college. Mama, you want to tell them about you being a prostitute?
No, I ain't been no prostitute.
Mama, I got to get the scholarship.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I work hard for the money.
Okay, that's it. I can't do it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I ain't never seen it. I never saw it.
That was a while back. I actually didn't air it because I tried to respect the fact that my mama's a preacher's wife and all that stuff. But I'm sorry, I had to share that. And at first, I mean, her face was like, when she was trying to hold up, I wasn't no prostitute. And then I'm like, Mama, I need the money. And oh yeah, well yeah, I work hard for the money. That ride or die, ride or live. I mean, she's there for me. She knows no laws, no limits, so on and so forth. So for Mama, and not just for crazy stuff like that, I want to say that I thank you for that. Again, a mother's love is unmatched. It's unmatched. And there was a time in my life that I was unemployed, and I was unemployed for probably about a year, like a whole year. And of course, I needed money, but I can't say not one bill got cut off. Mortgage was paid, car note was paid, and my parents, and not just my mom, my parents in my circle took really good care of me, and for that I am appreciative. But my mom has a tendency to write notes and stuff to you, even in the for your birthday and stuff like that. So here's one of the notes that I still have. And this was way back in like 2011, 2012. But she wrote this note to me. She said, I love you very much. I'm going to help you. Don't feel bad about the help. Don't worry about nothing. I am not worrying about what happened. God has something in the plan for you. Keep on holding on and praying. Everything's going to be all right. Love, Mommy. And that's a note that my mother wrote to me like in 2011. And I still have it to this day because sometimes, in my life, times get hard. But I know that my mother loves me. I know she's there for me. And for that, I'm very appreciative because I do realize that some people do not have that. And that's okay. And I always say, if your mother is not that person, try to fix it. And if you can't, there's going to be somebody in your life. It may be a godmother. It may be an aunt that feels like a mother. But there'll be somebody in your life. And if not, you try to be that for somebody else because you know what it feels like not to have that. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Mama, real quick and ask you a few questions because I know that I'm a little bit off and I'm a little bit crazy. So what was it like raising Warren L. Booker Jr. and Sharonda Latrice Booker? What was that like down there in Packetown, Arkansas?
Well, it was all right. It was some good days, some bad days.
Okay.
And
I've had some good days.
Some good children, had good work, school work.
Okay.
And we had a lot of fun with doing Sharonda.
Yeah. Did you ever have to whoop us?
Yeah, sometimes I did. I had to get on you. Mm-hmm. But you stopped for me. Your dad would and me because I whoop harder than your dad. Yeah. But y'all was some good old children though. Okay. I thank God for y'all.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. And you mentioned whoopings. Why does it feel like I got a whooping every day? Okay. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like I got a whooping every day, but I guess it worked because I see her halfway decent right here before you. Now, Now you have 2 children. Now, did you want more, or is that what's it to go? Boy, girl, I'm happy we done.
Yeah, I'm on 2.
Okay, so you got what you want. You wrote the vision.
But I ain't raising 4.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Larry D, I think I saw Diddy on here. Was it hard or easy raising children?
Well, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it all depends on God, it wasn't that bad.
Okay. And I can say growing up, I mean, we didn't have everything, but according to the American scale, we were, I think, in poverty or whatever. But I mean, I feel like we were upper class or middle class growing up because we had things or whatever, and we had food to eat. I had my grandma to feed me humps of greens, and that was right next door. I had aunts to take care of me. Blessed to have both grandma. So I feel like we had everything. And again, you don't measure richness through money. It's about love.
Your love.
It's about support, and I think that's very important. Now, as a parent, because I'm not a parent, what sacrifices or did you have to make for your children?
I wonder that your son and wife on TV.
Sacrifice, man. I
Your
used to
son on TV.
work, come home and cook, and I had to turn my food off, go from bad crack. Then I make a sacrifice, come up to take care of you.
Okay. And she's speaking of a current sacrifice where she literally has left her things and left her house down in Pine Bluff. Left her things. That's a inside joke. From down in Pecktown just to come here and take care of me. And again, she's hand and foot. She's waiting on me hand and foot. So for that, I am appreciative. So again, you're constantly sacrificing. And I just think of a sacrifice. At first I panicked when I heard about the surgery, and I'm like, I got insurance, so I'm good. Let me give y'all this $50 deductible, and we good. And then the hospital calling and like, yes, before got rid of this surgery, you need $900 here and $400. That's $1,500. And Mama was like, hey, don't worry about it. I got you. But I ended up not needing it, because I am an adult and you raised us to be independent. I made it happen, but that was a reminder of just another sacrifice. Like, hey, even if I have to go without, I'm not using you so you can get well. So I'm very appreciative of that. I made it happen. But what advice would you give to young mothers?
I give advice to all young mothers. You have children, spend much time with them because they grow so fast.
Mm-hmm.
And always tell them that you love them.
Okay.
Show love. Don't buy them everything they want. Show them how much you love them.
Okay. So not just buying things. Don't show love through buying things. Actually, be there for them. And
tell them that tell them that you love them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I can say that there's something that, like, when you and I talk every day, there's something that we say and it's not just talked about, it's actually shown. And for that, I do appreciate it. And I'm so proud of myself. I have gotten through this and I have not cried yet. So that's good. So and lastly, how would you describe a mother's love? What would be your definition of a mother's love?
Oh, mother's love. Let you love them. Love your children.
Okay. And I'll add to that. And when say a mother's love, like it say that there's no loss. It's like my mother was sitting up there when she thought that I was going to need a scholarship or get a scholarship. She was willing to say and go along with the fact that she was a prostitute, knowing she the farthest thing from that. Or a mother's willing to sacrifice and their finances. A mother's willing to go without eating. I've heard stories about back in the day where parents would not eat so they can make sure that their kids, ate or whatever. So that's a mother's love. Some people are selfish and like, forget that, every man for themselves. I need to look good. I've seen some parents walk around looking like $1 million and their kids like death on the stick. Hair uncombed and twigs and stuff everywhere, but they're looking good. They got the new lace front and, their hair is fried out and laid to the side. So a mother's love, not a mama, but a mother's love would be there and do whatever it takes for their kid. And it's just different. Yeah. And when it's gone, and I'm sure some of the people who have lost their mothers, when it's gone, you feel that it's gone and it hurts. And it hurts. Is there anything else that you want to add, Mama?
I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all mothers.
Okay. Thank you so much. So now, with that being said, I'm going to bring in, or he's already here, my cousin Terrence, in real quick. And he's going to talk about the event that's coming up. But before I do that, again, I do realize that there are some relationships with people that are not great. There are some people who have denied their mothers, or they may have adopted, or their mothers have had a drug issue and couldn't or didn't raise them. In my opinion, this is my opinion, that a person is always going to want a relationship with their mother, regardless, because that's mom. No matter how good or great she may be, you want that relationship. One person that comes to mind is Frankie, Keisha Cole's mom. One is I don't know what had some issues, but at the end of that, Keisha still wanted to have a relationship with her. And I'm reminded of the movie Imitation of Life, and I'm not sure if you guys who are watching have seen that. Some of you guys are probably too young to know about that. But this was a situation where a girl could pass. She could pass, meaning that she could pass for white, but she was actually mixed. And she denied her mother. So let me show you a brief clip of that.
I'm white. White. White! Does that answer you?
I guess so.
Then please, Mama, will you go? And never do this again. And if by accident we should ever pass on the street, please don't recognize me.
I won't, Sarah Jane. I promise. I settled all that in my mind. There's just one thing I wish from you.
What?
If you're ever in trouble, if you ever need anything at all, if you ever want to come home and you shouldn't be able to get in touch with me, will you let Miss Laura know?
Yes. Yes, anything. Now, will you go?
That wasn't all I wanted, honey. That was only part of it.
What's the rest?
I'd like to hold you in my arms once more, like you were still my baby.
All right, Mama. All right.
Oh, Sarah Jane. Oh, my baby. My beautiful, beautiful baby. I love you so much. Nothing you ever do can stop that.
Oh, Mama.
Oh,
Mama.
baby.
Mama.
Oh, my baby.
Come on, Linda, they're waiting.
All right, so there you have it, a brief snippet from Imitation of Life. And again, her mother loved her. And even though she's denying her, she's in places acting as if she don't know her. She's telling her mother, if you see me in public, just walk by, act like you don't know me. This is the lady that carried you, like Shirley says, in 9 months, I carried you. And you want me to walk by like you don't know me? Just imagine how that may have felt. How would that make you feel if I did you like that once I made it to the top and like, if you see me in public, act like you don't know.
Make me feel bad.
Yeah, that has to hurt. But at the end of the day, that mother's love said, I just want to hold you.
Yeah.
Come here, baby. I just want to hold you. As you see, she was calling her Sarah Jane. Her name was Sarah Jane Johnson. But she changed her name to Linda. Just totally changed her identity. So again, if there is a relationship with your mother that is not fixed, fix it. Fix it. Talk. It's not going to be perfect. Me and my mama disagree. We don't always get along. It's not all peaches and cream. I'm quite sure I make a lot of decisions that she don't agree with. But you know what I don't want? I don't want you to die and not have that fixed, or your mother to pass away and then you be this person. Listen up.
Let me through. Please. Please let me through.
Stand back.
But it's my mother.
Stand back.
I'm telling you, it's my mother.
Please.
Mama. Mama. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Mama, do you hear me? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mama. Mama, I did love you.
Sarah Jane. Sarah Jane, don't!
Miss Laura. Miss Laura, I killed my mother. I killed her. I wanted to come home now. You never know how much I wanted it. Come with us.
All right, so there you have it. Now it's at the funeral. It's too late. It's final, and you run to the casket. Now you want to hold her and hug her, but guess what? It's too late. So don't let that be you. If that's your situation, fix it. Fix it. Forgive. Love on your mother. Love on your brother, whoever it may be. Never disrespect them. And of course, me and my mama, I say some stuff. I cuss a little, and I kind of talk nasty every now and then. But we have that relationship. She know that it's not out of disrespect. I know how far to go, and that's important. That's the relationship that we have. And you never too grown to get popped, because I know if I get to acting up too much, my mama gonna bust a cap in me. And like she already stated, she whooped harder than my dad. I promise you, I would have chosen a whooping from my daddy. Either that, I think he was holding back because he knew his strength, but mama, she let it all out. Don't let this little how much, well, it ain't no business how much you weigh, but don't let this little woman fool you. She packs some power. She packs some power. So now I'm going to unmute my cousin. And I think that's important to give mothers or people, period, their flowers while they're living. And since it's Mother's Day, we're focusing on giving our mothers their flowers while they're living. So my cousin Terrence that has joined us, he's created a Mother's Day, an annual Mother's Day celebration in the Pine Bluff / Packentown area, just honoring mothers. So again, welcome, Terrence.
Thank you.
And I just want to know what triggered your vision for this grand event.
Well, it started last year. I was our family on both sides, my mom's side or our side and my dad's side of the family. It was kind of just having trouble with both sides with death. Like it was coming back to back, back to back. And I was like, man, we got to do something, man, with these people. Like we got to do something with these mothers. I'm like, it's coming up. And it was mainly the women in the family was passing. So we got together and I had said something to someone. I think it may have spoke to your dad about like, hey, we need to try to do something for Mother's Day. Mm-hmm. And I just thought about it. I said, man, let's just throw a picnic together. I said, don't worry about too much or nothing. Let's just throw something together and see how it turned out. Mm-hmm. Then we had an unexpected death that happened. And the same day that her funeral was the day the picnic was scheduled. Right. So it kind of pushed me like, oh no, this gotta be a must. So I took it upon myself like, hey, like this thought just didn't come like overnight. It's something that's been there. And I said, let me just press forward this. So I had reached out to a lot of people and I just said, hey, listen, don't worry about nothing, just bring a dish. Just come, bring a dish. And everybody was like, okay, like, what is this? I said, just bring a dish and everything else is going to be taken care of. Well, I did. And we went to a funeral and we left the funeral and came and fellowshiped in the yard. And it started out being probably 20 people there. And I looked up and looked around. It was hundreds of people. And I'm like, man, everybody just came. So when everybody started coming, showing the support, I'm like, man, this can't just be no one-time thing. It's got to keep going. And from that point on, I'm like, my grandma finna be 80 years old. We had just lost an auntie on my dad's side that was 101, 102. I'm like, yeah, I said, we got to do this more often. So I just invited everybody, from the neighborhood and said, hey, y'all come and join in fellowship for the mothers. And, it started out mainly a thing for just our family. And then I said, well, friends of the family, they welcome, And when they started doing that, it just got big. It just got big. That one day got big. And I was like, well, I want to do this again. Right. And so then I just said, hey, at the end of it that night, after the band came perform whatnot, I'm like, I asked everybody, did they enjoy themselves? They said, yes. I said, well, we're going to do it again next year. And then I said, I'll give details later. And boom, here we go again.
And I want to say thank you, first of all, for just the idea. And not just having an idea. Oftentimes people have ideas and dreams and visions, but they don't execute it. They just keep talking about it. But you didn't only talk about it, you actually made it happen. So for that, I thank you. And I look forward to this every Saturday before Mother's Day from here on out. It used to be UFPB's graduation that we look forward to, but now I'm looking to this Mother's Day celebration. So thank you for that. And again, that goes to show you can have a little vision, because you talking about, oh, let's just do a little dish and just do a little picnic, and it was made into this big event. I was there, Pine Bluff. Whole Pine Bluff rolled through there. There was traffic riding through. You couldn't get through there. It was a traffic jam in Little Packingtown. People parked all over on the church parking lot, and it was definitely a phenomenal event. So, question now, with this event, who is this event for? Is it for just the mothers of your family, or is it for just mothers of the city or in the Packingtown area? Who is this event for?
Well, it mainly started out for our family. It mainly started out for the family and the close friends of the family.
Okay.
So as of right now, I haven't just said, hey, let's put it citywide or nothing like that, because it's just too much. So taking a step at a time. Eventually, we may get to that.
Okay.
But as of right now, it's kind of like a family community thing. People, the ladies from the community, and friends of a friend. It's kind of that thing right now. Not trying to make it too big. Well, I wasn't trying to make it too big, but as we see, it's growing, and it's going to grow. It's going to keep growing. So it was mainly for our family to start it out with.
Okay. So now, if you know us, holler at one of us, and we can let you know how you can be a part of this event. And again, there may be a partnership that comes out of this with the city, or someone may want to sponsor this event and do it for all mothers of Pine Bluff. Or, so you just imagine what that event will be like that. So you mentioned some things, but when we show up Saturday, what are some of the things that we can expect to see or for to happen?
Well, besides some good cooking, it's going to be some good cooking going on.
Always.
Fellowship. We're going to have some games for the kids. We're actually going to have a hayride.
Okay.
For the kids. We're going to have
a couple people go on the hayride.
Well, that's between you and your doctor beside you. I don't know. He's going to let you go on your hayride. Actually, your daddy said he wasn't going to do a hayride unless somebody pull him first.
Oh, okay.
So,
I can get on there with my leg. I can get on there.
Okay. Yeah. But besides that, you can look for live entertainment. It's going to actually be a comedian there. It's going to be live entertainment. It's going to actually be a DJ this time. I don't have to worry about no music and none of that.
Good deal.
So, it's going to be a domino table, card table, just a lot of fellowship with the family, good time.
So this is going to be like an event. This ain't no little picnic, all right? And somebody, okay, I just got an email. Man, God is good. God is good. Tell me why I just got an email on my phone that stated that Johnny Taylor going to show up Saturday and perform last $2 at this event. Don't tell me what my guy.
If Johnny show up, I won't be there. If Johnny Taylor show up, I won't be there.
Oh, well, maybe that's his alter ego. Yeah, maybe that'll be.
Man, he's going to be there.
Okay,
yeah, he's going to be there.
Okay.
Most definitely he's going to be there.
All right. So I'm excited, man. A comedian, I think a balloon release. Is there a theme, like as far as attire? Is there something that?
Well, we did. So we came up with an attire of Chuck Taylors and denim for the males, and pearls and chucks for the women.
Okay.
And
is that required, or is that just kind of like suggested?
It's suggestion. Everybody don't got a pair of Chuck Taylors, but hey, it's Chuck Taylors.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I think that was the kind of cool thing. Even Maria said, I want my Chuck Taylors.
Yeah, we better get us some.
Yeah. So she got her chucks. She made sure she got her chucks.
Okay.
So with that being said, I just think it's gonna be a pretty good event. I got some racing buddies coming,
Cool.
Gonna show up. So they said they're gonna show up, and I actually one of them he actually said something about bringing his car, and I told him, I said, I don't know if we're gonna have enough room for that, to do that. And he said, yeah, we bring. So you know who I'm talking about. But he ain't gonna do that. He was just talking.
Yeah.
But with that being said, though, it's gonna be a nice event. It's gonna be a pretty nice event.
Okay. Yeah, and the little girl is telling me that there might be an opportunity for one or two of the mothers to win a little change, a little shmoney, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to be an opportunity for maybe 1 or 2 drawings for some money, and it's gonna be pretty. You know, it's gonna be a pretty good event. Kind of stuff. We're gonna have a bouncy house for the kids.
Okay.
It's gonna be. I think they want to do a water balloon fight, but it's enough water right now for them to just, go have a bird bath.
Right.
But it's gonna be pretty fun. It's gonna be a cool little event.
Okay. Well, I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. I've gotten clearance to attend, and of course, I know that you, myself, Laurette, Tron, and the family have been working behind the scenes, working on stuff. So I know that it's going to be great, and I just think that it's great. You know, we're gonna remember those mothers who are no longer with us, because I still say they're yet alive, because their spirits and the things that they've sown into our lives still live on, and we're still living. And for the ones that are here, showing appreciation for that, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to performing. I'm looking forward to hearing the live entertainment. Who does that? Live entertainment at a Mother's Day event outside? Come on. I mean, this idea is genius, T. This is probably one of the greatest ideas that you've had, probably besides having children. So, and I'm just messing with you, but I do appreciate you executing that event, and having people to support. Lastly, I think there's a Facebook page for this event. Those people who need to know about it, they're members. You need to make sure that you handle up on the business that has been requested. And lastly, T, is there a fee for this event? Because there's a lot going on.
Yeah, so last year, just put it out like it was last year, I came out of my pocket with probably over $2,000 myself, just to make everything happen on my end.
Mm-hmm.
This year, we just require $40 fee. It's not only going for the food; it's going for the tables, tent rentals, backdrops, food, just everything that we had to order. A trailer. We got actually a stage. So it's going toward the event, and the remainder of the money that's going to be left. Every lady is going to have a wristband on that's paid, or it has. Every lady that paid gonna have a wristband. It's gonna be a drawing, and it's gonna be 2 drawings. And what's left, we're gonna split that up between 2 drawings and give y'all the remainder of the money. So, like Bell said a statement earlier. I don't know if he said it on here, but he's been talking about it all week about, hey man, I like this. Hey, I want to give them their pearls while they're alive, and that's like kind of a theme that they've been sticking. Like I agree with, like. Yeah. Give it to them while they're alive, while they're on top, not while they're gone.
Right.
So
you don't want to be like, yeah. Mama, I wish I would have told you I love you. I wish I would have did this. I wish I would have bought you that car. I'm gonna get to my car. But you don't want to wish that you would have done that. Yes, ma'am. You had something? Yeah. She's asking the ones that we're inviting. There are some special guests, and mainly elderly people who know they do not.
Yeah. Elderly people is not able to do for themselves. Bring them. That's no charge for them.
Okay.
It's mainly just tell them to come and enjoy themselves. That's it.
Perfect.
Everybody.
Okay. Is there anything else that you'd like to add to? Because actually, that's all.
The balloon release. I don't know if you mentioned that
briefly, but go ahead and share more about that.
Okay, so we're gonna do a balloon release, and basically it's for every mother. It's not just for the one that's passed on, or whatever. It could be your grandmother. But the balloon release is basically it's gonna be a little card. You write in it, boom, on the balloon. We haven't really just said what we're gonna do yet.
Sharpie. Yeah.
Use a Sharpie, write a note, whatever you want to put on there, and we're gonna get together. We're gonna have a release. I mean. I think that's going to be a pretty thing, it's going to turn out pretty nice with that. We don't want it to be just too sad. I got some family members that told us, like, hey, we need this. Like, we need this because, like I say, everybody's mom isn't here. So, still blessed to have mine, but everybody's not here. So, I just want to, man, I'm going to continue to do this regardless. Yeah. Whatever it's going to take to do it. I like to see the smiling faces on them.
Right.
Yeah. So
I said the mothers that I know would want us to kick it. Like
yeah.
Aunt / cousin Mildred, or she was a member of the band that me and Muddy are part of. She would want us to play the air guitar and have fun. So I mean, they're having kicking it, So let's kick it down here in honor of them. And not saying negate the feelings that you feel. You feel what you feel. Feel that. Don't deny it, and don't avoid it, and then just move on. So I'm looking forward to it. I promise you I am. I can't hardly wait. I've been wishing for a fast forward button a whole lot lately, but let me take my time. Let me live in the moment. Saturday will be here before you know it, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And again, I applaud you for this event. Mama, do you have anything else? Okay. Terrence, do you have anything else?
Carolyn just got to do the two-step for me one time. Since you can't do it, Carolyn got to do the two-step.
I'll try.
She'll do a little something. I know Cadence will do a 16-step for you.
But I think you're doing a beautiful job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's good. Think of, give our flowers while we live.
That's right. Yeah. That is so true.
I sure appreciate that.
That is so true.
So I was shocked. I didn't think I never thought that it would turn out the way it did. I got fussed at. I got fussed at, earlier this year, like when I first said something about it, because to tear down grandma's house and put her trailer here and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I got fussed at, oh, you trying to do too much or this ain't. I'm like, nah, this ain't too much.
We know who that is.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You hear me in the background, right?
Oh, that's him. You know who that is. You got the same name as me, minus the JR. It's SR, period. Yeah. Yeah, we know who that person is. But again, T, not only for this, I just want to challenge you or encourage you, anything in life. You just go out there and do it. Just do it. And you may think small, but God has something and gonna make it a whole lot bigger. But as long as you have faith and you make that step, He's gonna do the rest. So keep on doing that. So your future trucking company and all that stuff that's coming, I'm looking forward to. You've already taken that step. Just wait. Just be patient. If there's a dream house, just wait. Be patient. Step out there and do it. Because the dream, without action, it's just that.
Right.
Love without action is just a word. So just keep on doing that. And I ain't trying to preach to you. I'll leave that to my daddy. But I'm very proud of you, and I just want to encourage you and thank you for doing this particular event. And lastly, people, we're going to close out with dessert. And it's the dessert that we're having today is, which I wish it was some peach cobbler or some cheesecake or something, but it's just words. And it is, a mother's love is unmatched, period. Value it. Value her. Show her that you love her. Understand the assignment and execute it. And that's all that I have today. Mama, I love you.
I love you too.
I tell you that every day, and I'm going to say it publicly to all the viewers that are viewing here on Facebook and YouTube. I love you. I will love you forever. There's nothing that can stop me from loving you. I love my dad, my sister. I got love for everybody. But, today is Mother's Day, so we're focusing on that. And again, I do realize that, Mother's Day is hard for some. Those people that are mourning or our condolences go out to you. Those who maybe say, well, I didn't have a mother that loved me. Actually, Mother's Day ain't for those people. But that mother, somebody that may have served that mother role in your life, then, think about that person, acknowledge that person. There are some people that could not have children, but they mother other people. So, that day is for you as well. Don't get sad that you couldn't biologically have kids. I mean, I don't know how many kids because, my students, I'm the father to a lot. And for some, I'm the only father figure, but this ain't Father's Day, so I ain't going to go there. So let's close this thing out because I could talk all day. So people, I want to say thank you so much for tuning into the potluck. Mother, I thank you for joining me at the potluck table. Terrence, I thank you for joining me at the potluck table. And at the potluck table, we will bring whatever you cook. We acknowledge whatever you cook. We're going to ask you who cooked it. And if it's nasty, we're going to spit it out. And also, don't put no raisins in our potato salad. And with that being said, we're out, people. I love you. Ain't nothing you can do about it. And thank you for tuning in to another episode of the soon-to-be internationally known webcast entitled The Potluck. We're out.